What's up?
Welcome back to episode 140 of the Holistic Freedom Secrets podcast. I'm Coach Tensi.
I'm Coach Soul.
And we are Ufulu Child.
Ufulu Child. Yeah, that's our celebrity guest, Omi.
As always. and happy to be here with you. This episode is all about rising again, daily steps to rebuild after a loss. And so we're blending together two elements of the Freedom Five today, move and shine. And if you've watched the podcast before, then you already know that on this podcast, on the days of the work week, we have followed the Freedom Five, Be, Cleanse, Fuel, Move, and Shine, which is 5 daily things that we can do every day to bring consistency in our lives when it comes to holistic health, when it comes to being the truth-telling example for your kids that is breaking the cycles and the patterns of disempowerment and the like and disease in our homes and in our communities, in our lives. So yeah, we want to acknowledge that setbacks happen to everyone, and but this is also a beautiful opportunity and moment to redefine and to really consider how to get back up again.
Yeah. First point that I want to raise in that regard is reframing, the concept of reframing. There's an old adage. It might be ancient, but I'll just say old adage. When you change the way you see things, the things you see change, right? And so there's a phrase that I use for setbacks. I call them all slingshot setbacks. Mm-hmm. And a slingshot setback is a setback that propels you forward. Mm-hmm. If you know how a slingshot works, if you were ever, if you're a millennial or older,
or you've ever had a rubber band and plugged at it, then that's a mini example.
Then you may remember getting a stick that had a Y on one end and a handle down the bottom, and you can attach rubber bands or anything elastic around the Y, and then you can take a rock or a wood chip.
Okay, let's bounce for a moment. Literally, we're gonna bounce over here.
Mm-hmm. Take a rock or a wood chip and pull it back without snapping the rubber band, because some rubber bands are really weak, but you pull it back, and that's what the slingshot setback image is you're pulling back, you're being pulled back, or you're being set back to be propelled forward. And when you let go of the rock, obviously because of the elasticity, it shoots the rock forward, even though you were pulling it backwards. Life often has a funny way of pulling us backwards, but when we change the way that we see being pulled back from a permanent situation or permanent circumstance, change it from that to seeing it as being set up to be propelled forward, then our eyes open to new ways to, capitalize and take advantage of our position when we are set back, so that when we are propelled forward, we fly straight and not really crooked and all of that mess, right? Understanding this, there's also a ancient Hermetic principle called the principle of rhythm. And rhythm basically means that the pendulum is going to swing the other way, whichever way the pendulum is swinging right now. So if it's swinging really good in a whole lot of areas, it may swing really challenging very soon. If it's swinging really challenging, it's definitely going to swing really good in some areas, in the near future. And that's just the principle of rhythm. One of the ways that the universe works, as far as our behavior and our story, is the pendulum is going to swing and it'll have a rhythm to it. And life moves in cycles, right? Lessons that you learn in life, they come to you in cycles, and you get to experience the same lesson, but from a more mature place and from a more learned and wise place over and over again. And so, um, there's no harm in acknowledging the pain and setbacks, but there is harm when you let it destroy the vision that you have and that you're working towards. So when you're set back, it's not, the end of times. Shitty times are always going to cycle back, and you'll be able to learn more and more from them as they do. But the way to see them is like a slingshot setback. Okay. Second point we wanted to bring up in today's episode is keeping the vision. So, of course, we operate from the Thrive Zone here at Ufulu Child, and that is the meeting place between what you need, what you're ready for, and what you love. Right? What you need, it could be in terms of what you need to do or what you need to happen. What you love is what brings you joy in relation to that, that need and where that meets that need. And then what you're ready for, or what you're called to, is the third spike in relation to what you love and what you need. Right? And what you're ready for means like the next natural step that you can take, the next push you can give yourself, reasonably speaking. And moving from the Thrive Zone, you also have to keep in mind that the vision that you're working towards, it has to remain clear when you are taking that next natural step. So if you are moving towards a particular vision and goal for yourself, and you get setback, and then you get setback and after setback sometimes, you can't let the vision get blurry. You know exactly where you're headed. You just might not know what your next natural step is. You just might not know what brings you joy in this moment because there's so much chaos. You just might not know what you need because there's so many things to do that there's an overwhelm that arises. All of these things are possible, but when you keep the vision and you understand that when you are set back, it's going to propel you forward because of just the natural principles of vibration and rhythm in the universe itself, then with a little reflection, a little prayer, a little meditation, a little connection with your innermost self, you are able to use that clear vision to find the answer to what you need, what you're ready for, and even what you love and what brings you joy during the setback moments. Some super practical mini routines that we also wanted to add into today's episode are to make sure that you never stop moving, right? 5 to 15-minute movement routines, little stretch in the early morning after your morning water, dance it out to your favorite playlist when you're cleaning things up in the house, taking a walk around the neighborhood or around a nearby, park or community center or whatever, going to the gym. Making sure that you're moving helps not only you stay, sort of fit and in shape, reducing stress, reducing inflammation, boosting your energy, improving circulation, these physical things, and mood improving things, but it also will help regulate your consistency and discipline mode, or what's the right word? Your consistency and discipline practices, if you will, where you build a sense of inner resilience, when you meet resistance. So you meet resistance, but you build resilience when you make sure that you stay moving every day or at least 5 days a week. Secondly, shining is very important. Sharing honest, insightful, and nourishing expressions with yourself, with your community, with your loved ones, with your acquaintances. Shining on people and shining on yourself uh, helps you keep the momentum in line with the vision that you have for yourself, with the vision that it's important not to, lose and allow it to get too blurry when you're not sure what to do next because you're overwhelmed. Everybody say hi to Coach Tensi. Um, so a way that you can do that, shine is with affirmations, with connecting with others via phone or text, or planning a quick little get together on a Zoom call with family members or community members, or get together in person somewhere. Gratitude journaling with someone. These things are super helpful, super small, don't take a huge investment of effort, and can go a long way as far as how much they help uh, keep your spirits up.
Yeah. So let's shift gears a little bit. Still on theme, still on track with what the topic is, but we wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Thrive Zone vision and give some shout outs. So, as y'all know, we have been talking about on this podcast every episode for a while now, talking about Thrive Zone, which is our event in January. January 20th is the scheduled date for it. And we experienced our own little slingshot setback where it is indeed acting like a slingshot setback, to where we came to a point of, okay, it's the week of, or right before, it's a few days before, we'll say, because it's technically a week before. And when we're looking at all the numbers and things, it's like, okay, well, unfortunately, we're going to have to postpone this because we want to make sure that people are in the room. So one of the things that I was met up with the realization that we're going to have to do this event and put some more energy and more community collaboration behind fueling it before it lifts off the ground in a really meaningful way, to where every facilitator, every artist, every healer that committed their time and their energy to be in the space is truly receiving that as well with an audience, right? And so we wanted this to be a safe space. And you hear that a lot, but what I truly mean is the beginning place for true holistic freedom for moms and their families, and a place for healing, a place for empowerment, a place for all attendees, including the kids, to really begin to ask those questions of what is your Thrive Zone? Where do you thrive? Where do you get what you love, need, and are called to, all in one? And how can we celebrate that together? How can we celebrate that acknowledgement and the embodiment through movement, through music, through art, through learning the little gems, little habits that we can do every day to keep the momentum for ourselves in our holistic health journeys as well. And this originally started off as an event where we really wanted to tap in and lean into community. And so this being a collaborative event where we're starting to build a sense of true collective sustainability. And what I mean by that, I don't mean like, oh, we all come together and recycle our plastic. This is not what I mean at all. But what I mean is that it's a community that we can truly learn from each other and lean on each other if we need to lean. But one where we're sharing our gifts, whether if you're a healer or you heal through food or you heal through, you're the best hair braider out there, or you heal through whatever modality. Maybe you're a massage therapist, maybe all this stuff going on. Maybe you're a working mom and you have an organization, or maybe you have an organization that you're helping to lead, and you run farmers markets, or whatever it is in our community. We need to come together because we all have similar visions of freedom for our lives, to where we all want to be happy. We all want a safe place for our kids to grow up in, and one that allows for them to really learn the truth of who they are and live it, and live it boldly, and live it in a way that they feel wholly fulfilled and in alignment with the calling in their own spirits. And so this is something where Thrive Zone brings together workshops and brings together performances, and it brings together healing practices. It brings together music. It brings together art. It brings together gratitude in a way that allows for you to be not just excited about what is to come in your life, but also rooted in a practical means forward. So sustainable community is an idea that I've been really playing around with, and me and Soul, my husband Soul, and business partner and co-host, have been really playing around with, and really deeply reflecting on, having conversations with friends about how can we rebuild as a community in a way that we don't have to rely so heavily on the whims of the external systems, whether it's the government or it's the banks or whatever it is. That we can truly be healthy and free together. And I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about, in this case, going off and let's all kumbaya, be in a circle, and we're growing our own food and all that. Yes, let's grow our own food and all that, but it's simpler than that. It's, okay, you need some childcare. Well, I know this organization that does that, and they're great at it, and they would love to serve you. Bringing those connections together so that we don't have to feel like we're drowning in all of the projects and all of the responsibilities that you have. You don't have to feel like you're drowning, but instead you can feel like, yes, you're making momentum, and you're also shining on other people. So where the one hand is washing the other, and it's really we're filling our own cups to overflowing, and allowing for that overflow to come into all the other cups, as opposed to depleting ourselves and then last minute reaching out to community and seeing who is there to help us with this load. We never had to carry the load alone. And so this is part of that reminder and building a sustainable community. So I want to give a shout out to all of the collaborators in the Thrive Zone experience and the Thrive Zone event. Yes, we are going to be rescheduling it for March, and we would like to do it in a way that is more collectively sustainable. So that even in the challenging times or whatever is happening around us or in our lives, we can support each other in a way that is truly going to be lasting. Okay, so I can't do this alone. We can't do this alone. We have to have other people in the community in order to make this possible, right? And there are some people in this community that from its inception, from the first idea that I shared with them, they were like, yes, what can I do to help? I would love to be a part. And I so appreciate each and every one of you that had that experience within your hearts to even want to be a part of this, because it's so important to me that we are truly breaking these patterns of disempowerment in our communities and in our lives in a way that is lasting. And by you saying yes that first time, it It means the world. And I want to acknowledge you. It means the world. And I want to acknowledge that it takes a level of courage when you don't really know what the whole big picture is, but you said yes anyway because something about it resonated with you. I'm grateful. So thank you. Thank you to the artists. I want to specifically say your names. Thank you, Queen Dila. She's a phenomenal hip hop and I'll say soul artist as well. Her music is affirmational. It is empowering, it is hype, and it is grounding at the same time. Thank you to Triple OG, aka Geo. Thank you for your contributions, the melodies, the uplifting lyrics when it comes to relationships and when it comes to pouring into loved ones. Your songs are beautiful and the lyrics are on point, and your melodies, girl, like you be killing them runs in ways that I have not experienced. And I'm so grateful that you said yes. And I want to also say a special thank you to Ursula and Mihal, Ursula of Soul Arts Collective. All of these people are working mamas, by the way. Thank you, Ursula, for just being open and receptive to holding space for the kids in the room, holding a space through dance, through art, through mindful activities. Your mind already went and sparked off different props that you can bring into the space and different things you can do with the kids, and I'm so excited to see it come to fruition. Thank you, Mihal. You had the brilliant idea to have an art wall, an art experience in the event, to where the kids can whether it's through paint or it's through whatever modality, drawing, colored pencils, that they can express themselves in a visual form and express their emotions, process their emotions through art and affirmations, written affirmations. And so I'm very grateful for you and your ideas and the passion in your heart that you want to bring into the space specifically for our kids. It's important, it's vital. And I know that in the past you've uh, you've done many things related to massage and healing. You're also a holistic healer. Same with Ursula. You're also a yoga instructor and many other things. And I'm very grateful for you and for just taking the time to even consider being a part of this. And I can't wait to see what we will do together in March. Thank you so much. Also, to the other artists that we have in the space. We have photographers, we have visual artists, Rhea Rose of the Phoenix Art Studios. Thank you so much for being willing to enter a piece of print into our raffle and also to be there in person for some live art creation, live painting, and helping to facilitate some of the overall group experience of creating art together with the community art wall. Your page and your what you share out into the world and social media is inspiring. You don't just do art. You don't just do art for kids. You don't just paint murals that are immensely beautiful around the community, but you're also embedding in them positive and inspiring messages. And that's really what called to me and really what had me wanting to reach out to you for this event, because I saw the heart and I can see the heart in all that you're doing, and I can see the impact that you're making in the world already. And I just want to help further spotlight that however I can. So next, thank you so much to the amazing photographer that we have for the event, Brittany Williamson of Beyond the Frame Photography. Thank you for being a part of this community and part of this effort, because you have done phenomenal work in not only helping us with our photo shoots in the past, but in helping bring the essence of what we're looking to convey and capturing that through your lenses. That is phenomenal, but I'm just so grateful to be able to have the opportunity to get you in the space again and spotlight your business as well, because you're doing great things, and I'm grateful for every little and big thing that you're doing. However, if it feels little, it's still big. Thank you so much as well to our amazing DJ, DJ Wildflower. Every time I heard your music, every time that I've heard anything that you've played, it's always been something that feels healing, gets my body moving. Thank you to Lily as well, Lily Shepherd, the movement, speaking movement. I've met both of you, and I met you in the same space as what Lily was putting on in a phenomenal event where we dropped our baggage of life and we got to move through into music and process our emotions. So can't wait to have you and Lily in the space, her bringing the Body Intelligence Academy and all of the gems from that for a freedom and movement session, and you mixing and helping to bring the flow in the first portion of the event for our healers, for our artists, and for the mamas in the space and our families. So thank y'all so much. Yes. Also, a big shout out to some of our community partners that have been earnest in wanting to support and along the way. Thank you to the Sustainable Food Center, and thank you to Dawa. Big, so big, allowing for us at Dawa Studios to use the space for January 20th. Thank you for all of that. Thank you for your contributions to the community. You're not only offering space, but you're also allowing for other artists and other content creators to have a voice, and allowing for people that are, wanting to have a larger impact to economic assistance, frontline responses, all the things that you do. Looking forward to having more opportunities to spotlight that. And also thank you to the Sustainable Food Center for on the food access side, the nutrition, and the educational and cooking classes that you have, the food farmers markets, the farmers market spotlighting local farmers. And my personal experience that I've had with you all being a facilitator, co-facilitator in the Happy Kitchen has just been phenomenal. So being able to work with you and being able to share real life seeds, non-GMO healing seeds with the community for those that do want to grow their own food, that do want to live a more sustainable lifestyle. Thank you for being a part. And I can't wait to collaborate with you further, because I know that that's going to be so amazing, working with other organizations like the Something Natural Hair, like the other healers in the community, whether it's through Reiki or spiritual counseling, 11 Moons, Shawnee the Sage. Thank you. All of the people that have not even been named here, but you're in my heart, and I can't wait to reach out to you. You don't even know that I've reached out to you yet, or that I plan to, but I am. And we're going to get this going in March. So if you have any interest in this, if you're a aspiring collaborator, if you're passionate about connecting with other artists, healers, and working moms in the Austin community, if you're passionate about lifting up your family and breaking those generational patterns of disempowerment, then we want you to reach out to us. Send an email to support@ufuluchild.com. Ufulu Child is spelled U as in unique, F as in frog, U as in unique, L as in light, U as in unique, child, like a baby child going to school, .com. And just put in the subject line Thrive Zone collaborator, and I would love to see more about, or hear more about, how your business is currently looking to serve the community, or is already doing so, and how we can spotlight that, right? So through these setbacks, we are opening doors for growth. We are allowing for our own stories to be the doorway for the breakthroughs in our lives. That's what this event is all about. That's what this effort is all about. So I am wanting to emphasize that every obstacle that we have faced, every moment where we've been met with a no, every moment where maybe you lost someone in your family, maybe it was back to back to back losses in your family or in loved ones. Maybe you had this big aspiration for your business or for your career that hasn't quite met to fruition, or maybe it's something more so in your health that you're struggling with autoimmunity and obesity, and that's more so our lane of reversing those naturally. But this path to holistic freedom is one that we are collectively on. And as humans on this planet, we're being called to regroup. We're being called to take those steps forward, the next natural step forward, no matter what. So continue to shine, continue to be that light. And Coach Soul's back, and I want to invite Coach Soul back in to share some of the things to look forward to. Not specific necessarily to Thrive Zone, but what you can expect in the next days and and so forth. Only.
Well, I guess, well, you can expect more episodes of this podcast for sure. You just, uh, I don't know if Monday exactly will be back, Monday, 6:30 a.m. sharp, but sometime next week. And as far as Ufulu Child goes, I'm going to be releasing my recent podcast that I did with Dissolving the Divide podcast. They interviewed me, and that was really nice to help promote my book. You can get a copy of my book in the link in the description, as well as the link in our bio. And yeah, you can just look forward to more Ufulu Child things to come. We will see you guys either on Monday or very soon after. Have a nice rest of your morning.